This Giants team is not one that gives up easily. 3 walk-off wins on the season, with Andrew McCutchen being the author of the first 2. And last night, Nick Hundley said everybody home happy. A never say die attitude is starting to shape this year's version of the Giants. Look for more of the same in Game 2 of the series. Giants Padres next. More National League West action tonight. It's a Tuesday night. It's Game 2 of this 3-game series. Padres Giants. Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Very exciting win last night. 3 runs in the 9th. What do you do? Well, you're elated. You come to the park today. You're elated, and then you hear the news about Johnny Cueto. So what do? Well, you watch a young man by the name of Andy Suarez take the mound, and you hope you get the best out of him.
Well, there's a lot to Andy Suarez. We saw him in his first outing in Arizona against the Diamondbacks, went 5 1/3, allowed 4 hits, struck out 7. Now, he took the loss in that game, but he opened up everybody's eyes. This kid can pitch. You look at his numbers down at AAA this year, he was 2-0 with a 1.16 ERA in 4 starts. That is a very live league for pitchers to pitch in. It always favors the hitters. Well, tonight they're going to face a local kid, Tyson Ross, who the last time the Giants saw in San Diego, he stuffed him. So, like Kipe says, nobody feels sorry for you when you have an ace go down like Cueto, and it's going to be up to Andy Suarez to give this team a chance to win, and the team needs to stay hot with the bats.
All right, it'll be the Padres and the Giants in Game 2 of this series. Stay tuned. We'll take you to Willie Mays Plaza. That's right, Willie Mays Plaza for an update. And we'll do that right after this.
you by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family. Only at Jack in the Box.
Well, your San Francisco Giants, they're on a roll. They've won 3 in a row, and they're looking to keep it going tonight as they get set for Game 2 of this 3-game series with the San Diego Padres. Welcome back to our broadcast, everybody. I'm Amy Gutierrez. The Giants racking up their 3rd walk-off win of the season last night. They are now tied for the most in the majors with the Milwaukee Brewers. They're playing good ball, and last night they were able to put together a 3-run rally, and of course, it was capped off by the last remaining player on the bench. It's our Mercedes pivotal play. Nick Hunley was at the plate. Dwayne Kuiper had the call.
And the pitch. Up the middle. And Posey scores. And Longoria scores. And this game is over.
And that's why we love Dwayne Kuiper, and Andrew Suarez is going to be on the hill for the Giants, and lineup's first pitch, Kruk and Kite. It is all coming your way. Game 2 coming your way shortly. Giants, Padres, stay with us.
Leads the Giants out of the dugout. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. It's a cool night. It's 56 degrees. See the winds, humidity fairly high, and it is partly cloudy. The Padres lineup with a record of 10-20 will look like this. It'll be Margot and then Eric Hosmer, who loves to hit on the road, followed by Villanueva, Pirela, and Cordero. Freddie Galvis will hit in the 6th spot. Then it's Rafi Lopez. Hedges is hurt, followed by Jankowski, and then the local kid Tyson Ross.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the 25-year-old left-hander, Andy Suarez. This is what he did in his debut in Arizona, 5 1/3 with 4 hits allowed, 7 strikeouts.
He is a pitcher that has fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup. And he's a strike thrower. That tells you what he uses and how he uses it, and he'll basically throw anything at any time.
And he likes to work fast, and as usual, the game starts right on time at 7:15. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Margot hitting 192 with a home run and 7 driven in. Just one other note about Suarez, his only other start on April 11th, and you saw the numbers. Nick Hundley caught him in that start. Tonight it's Buster Posey. Foul back, 2-2. But quite sure that Buster saw Suarez a lot in spring training. So this is not anything new for both of them.
Well, and he has good command, and I think those are the type of guys that Buster likes to catch. He's got 4 good weapons. He'll throw anytime.
3-2. Margot in the game last night went 1 for 4. He had an RBI. And a pop-up straight back and out of play. Calling balls and strikes is Hunter Wendelstedt. Then it's Cuccione, Rackley, and Vanover from first to third. Hit out into left center field with something on it, and it's going to be Blanco who's going to track it down.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively, playing behind Suarez tonight, starting in their outfield from left to right. It's going to be Slater, Blanco, and McCutchen. Crawford, Longoria will patrol the left side of the infield. Hanson and Bell on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the sides.
So here's Hosmer. Hosmer hitting at 290. 2 for 4 last night, and the pitch. And he pops the first pitch up, and this will be Longoria. 1 pitch, 2 outs.
The strike zone tonight that Andy Suarez is going to be pitching to is that of Hunter Wendelstedt, and Hunter Wendelstedt is a low ball umpire. And what he does, he starts a game out. He's pretty tight. He doesn't give a lot of big corners early. Once you prove to him that you can throw strikes, it'll expand. Kind of an old style type of strike zone, but he likes the low strike.
And why wouldn't it be old style, given the fact that he's an umpire's kid?
His father, Harry Wendelstedt, is a great umpire.
High and deep to left. Slater at the wall, gone. And it's 1-0 Padres.
That's home run number 9 for Christian Villanueva. And his May starts off with some thunder. Let's take a look at the pitch. This is challenge, get it in. A little cutter at 86 miles per hour. And our pitch catch brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
So here's Pirela, and a breaking ball for a strike. I guess, Mike, if you're Andy Suarez, you're going, hey, what's the big deal? It was a solo home run.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Runs inside to even the count at a ball and a strike. There's Frenchie Cordero, who's on deck.
Catfish Hunter, Purple 11, a couple of Hall of Famers. I mean, that's how they pitched. Jim Palmer, he challenged. He put the pressure on the hitter. They all figured that walks were worse than solo home runs because they led to 2- and 3-run homers.
2-2. Last night, the Giants had 10 hits in the game, and so did the Padres. Hit out to McCutchen, who now comes racing in as the wind seems to knock it down, and that'll end the inning. Villanueva with the solo home run, Top of the order coming up. It'll be Blanco, McCutcheon, and Posey, and then Brandon Belt. Good numbers against Ross. Longoria, Crawford, and Slater. Hansen at 8th and Suarez 9th.
On the mound tonight for the Padres will be the 31-year-old right-hander Tyson Ross. Ross, a 7-year veteran, lives in Oakland. He's from Berkeley, born in Berkeley. And this is what he has done in 5 starts, one of which includes a win against the Giants. He's 2-2 on the year with a 3.64 ERA. 31 strikeouts in 29 and 2/3 innings, and this is how he goes at you. He's basically a sinker slider guy. You're going to get a lot of sink, and you'll see low to mid 90s, more lows than mids. Good hard slider, but occasionally he'll throw a changeup and he'll cut the ball. Lifetime against the Giants, 4-4 with a 3.24 ERA.
Strike to Blanco, hitting .321 with 1 RBI. You see McCutcheon on deck. Look out. Blanco got into the game last night and went 0 for 1 as that pitch by Ross knocks Blanco off his feet.
Well, that was a slider, so I mean, there's no intent behind this pitch other than he had too much stickum on his finger. But Ross can do that. I mean, he can get a wild hair up his nose. He can be cruising 2 or 3 innings and all of a sudden it just goes weird.
1-2.
We first saw Ross when he came up, and this is his 2nd tour with the Padres. I mean, he had as good a 1-2 punch with a sinker slider that there was in the National League West. And he's lost a little bit of that velocity and some of that bite, but he still is a guy who throws a lot of ground balls.
So Blanco with a swing and a miss.
Let's take a look at the Padres defensively, starting in their outfield from left to right. It's going to be Cordero, Margot, and Jankowski, the best arm in center field with Margot. Galvis and Villanueva, that's on the left side of the infield. Perella and Hosmer will be on the right side. And Rafi Lopez, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs, just got called up. As the Padres, after last night's ball game, DL'd
Austin
Hedges.
Strike to McCutcheon, hitting .212. McCutcheon, historically always a slow April. Well, it's May 1st today. Galvis playing McCutcheon to pull. Nice easy breaking ball, 1-2.
You know, and you wouldn't think it's a big deal as you see the shift, or, you know, from Padres standpoint, that's not a whole lot of shift. They could be extreme in their defensive sets. That's pretty conservative. You know, we always say it shouldn't be that big a deal between April 30th and May 1st, but if you've had a month where you've struggled and April was slow, you're looking forward to a new page on the calendar. And today is that day for Andrew McCutcheon.
Struck well into right center field, but it's Margot. Now he adjusts and he has to go back, and he makes the catch. Margot looked like he had it all the way, and then he didn't.
Well, this ballpark, you're going to get drift to center field. I mean, that's the natural flow of the air. And right at the end, it starts to take off. He had to redirect his route, and boy, does he take on the wall. And that's a good way to separate your shoulder. And in the end, he makes a nice play right in the sweet spot.
So here's Buster Posey at 273. Had one of the great at-bats of the year where he didn't put the ball in play, and it came in that 9th inning last night with a, was it 10 or 11 pitch walk?
10 pitch.
0-2.
Quick slider. Still see, I mean, 87-mile-an-hour breaking ball, that's just not normal. I mean, that's a high velocity breaking ball. Well, we see it all the time now. Think about Ross's breaking ball, it's got downward snap to it.
Down the right field line, it's going to slice, foul.
Hey, look who's here.
That is a new one.
Let's go, Brandon.
That's Haley. She's a gamer, babe. That's Haley and Emily.
Low, 1-2. So Bell would like to hit. Posey works the count to 2-2. There's Brandon Belt. Full count. Three and two. And he walked them.
Easy take there. Let's take a look at Manuel Margot and the fine defensive play he put on to rob Andrew McCutcheon. I mean, he went almost 100 feet to get it. Sprint speed, I don't know.
Fast. Here's Belt at 302. He's got ownage on Ross. He's 8 for 19 with 3 doubles. And he goes halfway around, and it's 0-1. Halfway around is enough. Overshift is on. Pirela in shallow right field as the second baseman. And this is off his shin. It's 0-2.
Well, that's the kind of slider that Ross has. He drops that thing down and into a lefty. If they hit it, they have a good chance of fouling it off their feet. And his sinker, if he puts it down and into a right-handed hitter, they can have a pretty good chance of banging it off their feet.
Great. 56 degrees, windy. And it's high to Belt. 1-2. You see the defense. Galvis is the lone defender on the left side. And now Posey's going to be in scoring position on the wild pitch.
It's the first time we've seen Rafi Lopez, the catcher for the Padres. Just got called up today. Check out his blocking skills. He does everything right.
Yep. And of course a wild pitch, and it's 2-2 to Belt.
Lopez not a rookie. He spent some time in the big leagues with Chicago, Cincinnati, the Cubs, Cincinnati, and Toronto.
Down low, 3-2. Here's the payoff to Belt. Belt stays alive.
That's a good pitch. Belt did well just to fight that one off.
And trying to tie it up. They need a hit here in the bottom of the first. It's 3-2. And it's a pitch high. So here's Longoria.
I mean, two good grinding at bats, which really is kind of been what we've been watching a lot of the Giants lately. Getting a lot of pitches out of guys at bats that start off 0-2 quickly, and all of a sudden they work and work, and they wind up getting a walk, keep the line moving, and it creates opportunity for Longoria now, who's been hot.
So Longoria comes in hitting .255. He's got 6 home runs, 16 driven in. And he takes a strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-1. While this was going on, in between pitches, Galvis got a new glove. So something equipment wise happened to his. Oh, and 1. And that evens the count. Crawford on deck.
Stand on that inside corner with both the slider and the fastball. Lost the slider. I mean, as I mentioned, it's a straight down slider. It's not like a lot of sliders we see. It has a lot of tilt that comes across the plate.
Down the right field line, and it's going to be foul.
And that's the area of the field that the Padres have given Evan Longoria. Travis Jankowski, the right fielder, I mean, he's way over protecting Triple's alley. And you can see the opportunity over there. And we've seen Longoria go up there and do just that. Think nothing but right field. Take good control of that bat head.
On the ground, it'll be Villanueva who's got it. And he goes the short way to end the inning. No runs, 2 walks, 2 left. After 1-0 Padres.
Let's go Giants!
15th, and here's the deal. Dynamic dealer, $8 for the series. sfgiants.com/dynamic deals. Take advantage of these $8 offers. 1-0. Padres. Cordero takes a call strike. Cordero at .254 with 6 home runs, 13 driven in. He's very strong, and he lines this one into left field, a base hit.
Well, how far would you go for Togo's? Brought to you by Togo's Pretzel Rami. April 20th, Padres at the D-backs. And Franchi Cordero hit a home run off of Matt Koch, 489 feet. Longest home run in Major League Baseball this season, 489. And that's our Togo's Pretzel Rami.
Wow. Here's Galvis. See the longest home runs this season. Mac Williamson in that bunch. Galvis with a high pop-up foul.
Yeah, that home run was hit off Matt Cook.
Galvis at .248, a home run, 9 driven in. Outside corner, 0-2.
Andy Suarez has a good move to first base. And he's a guy that will get pickoffs. We saw a dandy last night with Eric Lauer of the Padres.
On the ground to second. Hansen to Crawford. Crawford to Bell. Nice. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, I have some not so good news, but I have some good news. The not so good news: an hour before the game, the Giants announcing they have placed starter Johnny Cueto on the disabled list with right elbow inflammation. It is retroactive to April 29th. Madison Bumgarner, good news, guys. He saw the doc today. The hand is healing well. He can start throwing a baseball this weekend. Dwayne?
All right. I wonder when the doctor talked to Madison Bumgarner if he said to him, Bum, look, or he'd probably call him Madison, you can't throw it as hard as you want.
Well, yeah.
Let's just go easy, all right, for a little bit. Check swing foul.
Well, I mean, for him, you know, the season's starting. It's almost like he's 2 weeks at home before he starts going to spring training. So you start with catch, then you stretch it out, and work your way up to the mound, and then it's on for a 3-inning, 4-inning, 5-inning rehab start.
And that'll end the inning.
Got some work to do.
Lopez strikes out, and a nice inning for Suarez after the double play.
and no beef. So get on over to Mr. Pickles and get yourself a barbecue tri-tip sandwich.
1-0 Padres, and it'll be the 6th, 7th, and 8th place hitters in this lineup to face Tyson Ross. And it'll be Brandon Crawford. And a swing. He made a miss.
Good swing.
He had a really nice round of BP.
He's been putting a lot of extra time in it, and he's not happy with being on the interstate. So I think Brandon Crawford is very excited to be out of April and into May.
I think you're right. Crawford out of play.
But when you start to put together a comeback, when you've started off slowly, I mean, you have to be patient because you have to be able to put the work in to where you feel that you have control of your swing.
Got him.
It all starts with good swings.
Strikeout number 2, and here's Slater.
When the Giants saw Tyson in San Diego, he went 6 innings. He struck out 5, and he's got a better breaking ball tonight than he had in San Diego.
And a strike to Slater. 286 for Austin Slater. He's 2 for 7. That's his numbers. 2 flaps down lid, 1 ball and 1 strike. And they handed out those last night.
I think it was,
or maybe Sunday, or Saturday night.
I think it was during the Dodger series.
I'll get it right if I keep going.
Well, I think it was on Saturday.
Second game. It's been a good luck hat for the Giants.
I forget.
They haven't lost since then.
They were handing out the Brandon Crawford gnome too. That may have been Saturday. It all starts to blend together, partner.
Shoots it up the middle, but Pirela's there. 2 outs. Bringing Hansen to the plate. Hansen on the year is 2 for 9. One of those hits, a 3-run home run in game 1 of the doubleheader on Saturday. And he takes a pitch above the belt. With Suarez to follow.
Again, good breaking ball. And a 1-0 count. As you mentioned with Ross, it's pretty much 2 looks, sinker, slider. Occasionally a cutter, but for the most part, you're looking at 2 pitches. And right now, we're seeing a lot of swing and miss on that slider.
Well, it's likely he's going to see it again at some point. Like that.
Like that.
And that'll end the inning. 3 strikeouts for Ross. 1-0 Padres. 73 at the stick. Down by 6 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. The Giants rallied for 7 runs to beat the Pirates. Pinch hit grand slam by Chris Arnold and a 3-run walk-off by Bobby Bonds. So that one was maybe better than the one last night.
Pretty good one right there.
Jankowski bluffs a bunt and he takes low. And a strike with the pitcher Tyson Ross on deck. Those are a couple of names from the past. Certainly one that we're familiar with, Bobby Bonds. Chris Arnold was a good player.
He was a good player.
Line drive off the end of the bat, and it's foul. And kind of a humpback line drive, and it's 1-2.
It made a funny sound. That was not on the sweet spot.
And I'm shocked that it didn't take his bat. Two and two. Got him.
93 right across the knees. Good pitch. Well, every Say Hey Tuesday, Giants fans have a chance to become authentic fans of the game. Fans are encouraged to enter to win online at www.nbcsportsbayarea.com/GiantsAFOG. And the fan who wins will receive 2 tickets to the game on Say Hey Tuesday. Giants prize pack, they'll win that too. And then they'll get to be on the broadcast. Fan of the game tonight is Hope Padilla. She's here tonight with her sister-in-law, Cassandra Camacho. So Hope and Cassandra, welcome.
Okay, that's a long time.
Ross with a swing and a miss, 0-2. You think if we showed them again, they would wave?
Yeah. Yeah, we had the one guy that waved. So yep, there's the wave.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you go back. There's a check. I don't care about that. You think they'd wave again?
Again?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there we go. It's a good one. Gamer badge.
Ah, they're the best.
They are.
All right, we'll leave you alone. Swing and a miss. And that's 3 strikeouts in a row for Andy Suarez.
Good curveball.
And here's Marco. Margot hit a fly ball to Blanco in the first inning. First pitch to Margot is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, you have to come prepared. It may have been the scarf that was handed out last night. Foul. Made a great catch off of Andrew McCutcheon's ball.
Oh, had the sound. I mean, Andrew McCutcheon's heating up. He's having some good at-bats. And this right here is just a nice defensive play that denied him extra bags.
2 balls and a strike. And a pop-up. And it's Crawford doing a little bit of the pop-up dance. 2 strikeouts and a pop-up, and now for the Giants, Suarez will lead things off. 1-0 Padres. Here it's 1-0 Padres as Andy Suarez is going to lead things off, facing Tyson Ross. And the first pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. High again, 2-0.
So Suarez will continue with the take sign here. Tyson Ross takes a little bit of a walk. Now you throw a ball here, you start thinking evil thoughts if you're Ross.
Like that?
Like that, and it's not even close. So automatically,
You think he's got the take sign here?
he'll have it for the next 2 pitches, maybe 3.
And a strike. Nope, the walk. Friday, May 18th is Star Wars Day. All Jedi Masters are welcome. Your event package is going to include a Giants Millennium Falcon t-shirt and a ticket. sfgiants.com/special events.
Third walk of the night for Tyson Ross, and he walks the pitcher. Start off an inning.
So here's Blanco. Blanco at 321 with 1 run batted in. And he ropes it foul.
Heads
Down
up
the right field line as it skips around.
Yep, never left his chair.
Gramps almost had it, man. He brought his glove.
Yeah, looks to me like he's a Wilson guy. Yep. Gamer.
Yeah. Blanco struck out to open up the bottom of the first. Oh, and 2.
The few times he's throwing that cutter. Prior to that pitch, it's been pretty much sinkers and sliders, a lot of good sliders, which you're probably going to see a steady diet of right here now that he's ahead of the count 0-2. Like that.
Yeah, one of the Clarks is walking around.
Well, that's either Jack or Will or Dwight.
One ball, 2 strikes.
I always think if Dwight Clark was a Jack, he would have been 22.
Absolutely. Blanco out for the second time, swinging. So here's McCutchen. McCutchen hit that ball that Margot caught in front of the wall in the first. And here he looks at a strike.
There's a huge piece of foil that just blew out in the infield right in front of second base. I don't see a lot of paper or trash that blows on the field. I mean, that was an everyday occurrence at Candlestick.
0-1 to McCutchen. High, 1 ball and 1 strike.
We used to see shopping bags blow across the infield, and what would they have in it?
Oh, huge Thanksgiving Day turkey. Frozen too.
Yep, that's all that's left of her. Orange seats.
Two and 1 to McCutchen. We were really lucky enough to, when They closed on Candlestick, and the Giants managed to get their hands on a number of seats from old Candlestick, and we got our hands on some. It's great. Tap foul, 2-2.
Well, and you know, I do. I go downstairs and I sit it.
Yep.
I mean, I'd be maybe the only guy there, just sitting there. 6.2 miles away. That was our place.
Two and two. McCutcheon with a line drive. So he's 0 for 2, but he's hit the ball hard twice. And not around Posey.
He had a good night last night with the bat. He's definitely fixed his swing. He hit the ball hard like that a couple times. You expect to get at least one hit out of it.
Buster Posey drew a walk in the first. And he flips a little flare to right. And he's got a hit. So Suarez is going to end up at third, and Belt's going to hit with runners at the corners.
First hit tonight for the Giants. A little jam shot that flares out to right field. And it keeps the line moving. Andy Suarez has got pretty good speed for a pitcher. And if Jankowski doesn't get on that ball quickly, I think that Ron Wotus would have sent it.
Yep. Belt, like Posey in the first, drew a walk. In tight, 1 ball and no strikes. Lopez out in front, flashing some signals. No overshift this time for Belt. And what does he do? He grounds it right to where the shortstop is to end the inning.
They're not that smart, are they?
1-0 Padres.
That's scary.
Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Here at AT&T Park, it's 1-0 Padres. Christian Villanueva hit a home run in the first, and that's the difference right now. We look at the kids down in the fun zone, the Toyota fun zone.
Oh yeah, got to run.
Here's Hosmer to lead things off. Hosmer popped out on one pitch. Takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
That kid was flying around the bags.
Running pretty hard. I agree with you. Pretty good pitch. 3-0.
Didn't miss by much.
And a strike.
Well, that's a quality 3-0 pitch too. I mean, you can't assume a guy with power like Hosmer is going to take a 3-0 pitch.
Well, out into right center field, and McCutcheon can't get it. So that's triples alley, and that's where Hosmer is going to end up. A triple.
He got both cheeks into that one.
And
3-1 count, leverage. I mean, he just smothers it. And the guys hit the ball that hard. I mean, they're usually just taking the trot around the bases. Here, a lot of ballpark out there in Triples Alley. And McCutcheon almost wound up catching it.
He did. Here's Villanueva. Foul back. Giants play the infield in. Villanueva hit the home run on the first. Oh, 0-2.
Mr. Posey, he may go back upstairs after seeing that swing through across the top of the letters. Villanueva is a tough guy to walk, especially with men on base.
Yep, he got him. That's exactly what you're talking about. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen. Well, Austin Jackson quickly adjusting to being a Giant on the field and in the community. Last Friday, he participated in the annual Ames event at Lafayette Elementary School here in San Francisco. Ames stands for Athletes in Math Succeed, and it works with student athletes to build character. Jackson spent time with 5th graders and talked about the importance of sticking with it. It's a great message, and he's a good guy. Gentlemen?
He is. He's got a great smile, and he can be serious and he can have some fun too.
Well, and he's really a good speaker. I mean, he reminds me a lot of Dusty Baker, who is one of the greatest spontaneous speakers to any size of a group I've ever seen. I mean, Dusty could go into a group and he could just read the room like nobody and just put everybody at ease and make everybody feel special. And Austin Jackson is that way. With nothing prepared, just winging it.
Yeah. 0-2. High, 1-2.
High by design. You saw the high target from Posey. And once you throw one right across a guy's shoulders, it sets up the back foot slider down in the dirt just by changing sight lines. Piniella is another guy that likes to swing it, especially with men in scoring position.
Well, that one got away from him. It's 2-2.
Yeah, you don't like to give up easy takes in strikeout situations like this. It's one of those situations where you can tell a lot about a young pitcher, how competitive he is.
Ooh, 3-2.
I mean, guys get to the big leagues and along their career, amateur ranks and lower minor leagues, they knew how to strike people out. In strikeout situations, I mean, everybody seems to be comfortable in that role. Especially guys who are in the rotation.
On the ground, Hansen's going to get it, and he's going to throw him out, but it knocks in Hosmer. It's 2-0.
That's a nice play.
So Fiorella puts it in play and gets an RBI.
Well, it could have been a whole lot worse if Hansen doesn't make the nice defensive play. Run scores. I have a chance to minimize and get out of this inning with giving up just the one.
There's Cordero, who takes a strike. That looks like Matt Stairs.
Matt Stairs is the hitting instructor for these Padres.
0-2.
Matt Stairs played a long time. Knows where that camera is. He was a broadcaster.
I just think he hates Benny. There's a swing and a foul.
Dave Binzer, who runs camera down in the visitors' dugout and has forever.
Stairs doesn't like him.
Matt Stairs and Dave Binzer go back a long way.
Doesn't like him. Stairs said Benny's changed over the years. 0-2. 0-3. A run for the Padres. Doesn't like Benny. It's 2-0 Padres. Memorable tournament style. To vote for tonight's matchup, go to NBCSportsBayArea.com or on Twitter at NBCSGiants. Winner of the round will be announced tonight on Giants Postgame Live. Vote for your favorite moment between Cody Ross, 2 home runs against Roy Halladay in Game 1 in 2010. Joe Morgan home run against the Dodgers, a 3-run homer off of Terry Forster. It eliminated the Dodgers on the final day of the season on October 3rd, 1982. Vote away. Have some fun. Here's Longoria. 2-0 Padres. Swinging a high fly ball into right field. And standing there is Jankowski. Say this, Giants hit him right at the Padres.
For now.
This was the home run by Cody Ross off of Roy Halladay.
1 of 2 he hit that day. So Cody Ross is matched up against 6 memorable moments, and he's a 6-time winner. How significant was the 2010 World Championship to Giants fans? Huh.
Yeah.
They waited a long time for it.
Here's Crawford. Crawford checks his swing and it hits his bat. Giants have had 2 scoring opportunities in this game, and both opportunities had to come up with a 2-out base hit, and they haven't done that.
Breaking ball had a little height to it, and Crawford just missed that one.
Anyone else? Last call.
Back foot, 1-2. Slater to follow. A little jam shot. Galvis is going to have to charge and throw, and he makes a nice play. 2 down. Joe Morgan in October of 1983. So it was a Sunday, a meaningless game in the standings for the Giants, but not meaningless because it was the Dodgers.
The 1-2 pitch. Morgan belts it high in deep right field. Way back goes Monday to the fence. It is gone. Home run, Joe Morgan. And the Giants lead the Dodgers 5-2.
Slater with a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Slater rolled out to second in the second. Away from the target. 1-1. Oh yeah, are those crab sandwiches?
Yeah. Meanwhile, at the Crazy Crab Shack, joy and happiness is being made.
1-2.
Those are really good sandwiches.
I just ate one with my brain just now.
Oh yeah. For my second.
Slater could not lay off with that breaking ball, and he strikes out, and that'll end the inning. Through 4, it's 2-0 Padres. And here's Freddie Galvis. And Galvis takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. Galvis, Rafi Lopez, and then Travis Jankowski. 2-0. And he comes in with a strike. 2-1.
Very compact take-back step for Andy Suarez. That's pretty commonplace now. Guys have really cut the stride in which they take back their first step to start their motion. And a lot of times you're talking about 2 or 3 inch step. I mean, that's just a slight step. Very upright, gathered. That's a very repeatable stroke.
And that's unusual, a leadoff walk.
Well, time now for our Smart Play. It's brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealers. July 22nd, 2017 against the Padres. Nick Hundley, a walk-off single in the bottom of the 12th off of Kevin Quackenbush. And everybody celebrated.
Including Denard Span. So here's Lopez, who struck out in the second, and here he takes up and in. And a strike. That evens the count. Reds just trying to keep it close to see if they can get some offense going against Tyson Ross. And it hasn't happened yet. They only had 1 hit, and that was a bloop single by Buster Posey. A high fly ball to left. More of a pop-up for Crawford. And Crawford will put it away. And here's Jankowski.
Freddie Galvis at first base. I mean, he'll try and steal a base. He's tried it 4 times this year. He's been successful 1 time, but he'll keep going. The move out of the stretch to home from Andy Suarez, it's a quick one. So if Galvis is going to steal a base, he's going to have to earn it. Suarez will give Buster Posey that ample opportunity to throw down a runner should he try to steal on him.
So a late call time, and Suarez. That never makes the manager happy.
Well, it doesn't make the pitcher happy either. It really can rattle you a little bit.
Hit on the ground. Well, Jankowski's fast. Can they turn it? You bet. Another nice 4-6-3 double play. And Hansen's going to lead things off.
the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
2-0 Padres. It's time for Lowe's whole team together. MLB runners in scoring position leaders since April 23rd. You see the Mariners, the Reds, the Red Sox, the Dodgers. And it was one thing that really hurt the Giants early, but not lately, as they're hitting at 306. So here's Hansen and then Suarez and then Blanco. Hansen could not figure out Ross. And so what do? You try to bunt your way on, and it's 0-1.
Veteran move right there. Giants have one bloop single off of Tyson Ross. He has been that spectacular. 5 strikeouts. He has walked 3, 2 in the first inning. He walked Andy Suarez to lead off the 3rd inning, and after that, and giving up a whole lot.
And a shot into right field, a base hit. So now we're going to see if Suarez can bunt.
Well, Xfinity X1 remote says, show me the San Francisco Giants into their TV set. And they get those live stats. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Really nice job, Mike. It's amazing what you can do with that memory of yours. It's just right there, right there. And Hansen just took off.
Wow.
The Padres, kind of like Joe, just fell asleep.
But once Eric Hosmer left the base, look at Hansen. I mean, that's a heads-up play. There was nobody there to check. He just kept going, and he steals it easily. So that's a free 90 feet. And he keyed totally on Eric Hosmer. That's a veteran making a mistake. A Gold Glover.
Well, now you bunt him to 3rd.
And for a left-hander, it's a lot easier to bunt the 3rd baseline than it is the 1st baseline. And this bunt should go to 3rd.
So it's 0-1. Look out. 1 ball and 1 strike. That'll keep you loose.
And I think Ron Woda's going to say, bunt the ball down 3rd baseline.
How many of these do you get? Is there a rule?
Yeah, well, that's called a semi-mound visit to your 3rd base coach. I think that's an outstanding
only do
question.
3 a game, and then they keep track of it up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they just used up 1.
Foul. 1 and 2.
I think you bring up a pretty good point. But you know what? It could be an addendum to the rule next spring. But if I'm Ron Wodas, I'm calling a timeout right now, and I'm talking to him between every pitch. Simply because he can do it.
You know who's cheering really hard right now for Andy Suarez? David Bell, the Vice President of Player Development, about getting this bunt down, because he's going to get the call. Two and 2. 3 and 2.
Wow. Ross walking off the mound after that one. He thought he had it. A cut fastball just off the plate inside. wondering about pitch count. At the end of 5 innings, you should be 75 or less. So he's a little high.
Got him.
It looked to me like he had to take some.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense though.
It doesn't. He didn't look like he was getting gathered or ready.
Or he didn't. I mean, look. At least maybe act like you're going to bunt.
I may call David Bell myself.
David, I got his cell number. David, we're going to leave you alone. Here's Blanco, struck out twice. The third time you see a guy, you have a pretty good idea what he's trying to do to get you out. And then you have to make the adjustment.
Well, the problem is if he's got a magic pitch on you that he's throwing and you can't see, and in the case tonight, it's the hard slider down. That's the one that's given Blanco fits. And there it was. I mean, those are pitches when you get one like that, you start thinking about bunting with 2 strikes. Perfect night for those hats.
Perfect night to sit that close.
Well, she's a Half Moon Bay Cougar.
One and two. .77 pitches for Tyson Ross. Got him again.
And that's the magic pitch. He's just not seeing it. 7th strikeout for Ross, and most of his kill pitches have been the breaking ball. There you see, she supports the Half Moon Bay Cougars. Gamer Bay from Half Moon Bay.
So here's McCutcheon, who's hit the ball better than anybody tonight against Tyson Ross. And here's a shot on the ground and a base hit. And Hansen's going to score, and the Giants are on the board.
I mean, that ground ball had some steam on it, and it almost got picked.
It almost did, you're right.
And it winds up being a 2-out knock with a runner in score position, and look at the mistake. Just a hanger, and that's what you're supposed to do with him. McCutcheon spins on it. And there's the top spin one-hopper that just ate Villanueva up. And hops like that aren't fair.
Yeah, Hansen got one yesterday. So here's Buster Posey, who's 1 for 1. And it's in tight. 1 ball and no strikes. In the desert, the Dodgers are leading the D-backs 3-2. That game is in the top of the 6th inning. It's a Kershaw start for the Dodgers. The pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, this is a big play right here when Alan Hansen put himself in scoring position with that stolen base. It's just his instincts to come off the bag when Eric Hosmer, the first baseman, left his position a little early. That led to a free gift of 90 feet, and the Giants capitalized.
McCutcheon's got 3 steals on the year. He's been thrown out once. In tight, 2-1.
It's 1.18 unload time for Ross. That's pretty quick. So if McCutcheon's going to steal a base, it's not going to be off the pitcher.
Ooh, fouled out of play, 2-2.
Yeah, that's one thing. If you're a sinker baller like Tyson Ross is, I mean, you really have to work hard to get a good unload time out of the stretch. And what's significant about that is that he's a big guy. He's 6'6", 240, but he's very quick out of the stretch.
Two and two to Buster Posey with Belt on deck. And Posey spoils a good pitch. It stays at 2-2.
Well, he was not going to wait around. He was going to protect.
Check swing foul. Posey may just be trying to get out of the way. Two-two pitch. Swinging a high fly ball into left field. And that's going to end the inning. So the Giants, just a couple of singles, but also a stolen base. A leadoff single by Hansen. And McCutcheon knocks him in. We've played 5 innings. It's the Padres 2 and the Giants 1. The post-game show. Grant Brisbee and Therese Vignal. Well, they're going to bring you a fresh take on the game and the season on the Giants Outsiders. Tonight, it's after post-game live. So Ross is going to lead things off here in the 6th. Both pitchers have done a nice job tonight. And a line drive to right field, a base hit. Let's check in with Amy G.
Well, gentlemen, I don't know if you're like me, but I have watched replays of Pablo Sandoval pitching a perfect inning on Saturday over and over and over, and I think I saw him shake Nick Hundley off. So I asked Nick, and he said, yes, he did. He shook me off. I asked for a curveball, but he wanted the heater. Well, he went on to tell me that what Pablo did speaks volumes to his athleticism. It was so impressive and a huge morale boost for the crowd and for the team that launched him into a Game 2 win. He also added, gentlemen, Pablo is the best position player he has ever caught in his career. Hundley's been around for a while. He's done it a few times. Dwayne?
Yep. Here's Margot. What'd you tell him today?
Well, I asked him if his heart was pounding. He goes, no, it's baseball. I was having fun.
That's not what I was talking about.
What were you talking about?
He said he's the best hitting pitcher you've ever seen.
Well, he's the best hitting pitcher I've ever seen. Absolutely, he is. But he said that his elbow hurt the next day, and then his shoulder all the way down his back hurt
on
the
the ground.
day.
Another 4-6-3 double play.
Right, and that's something that this kid has done all of coming up through the minor leagues. I mean, he's a situational guy. He knows how to get a ground ball. And it has served him well tonight. I also asked Pablo Sandoval, that's not the last time you're going to do that, is it? He goes, nope. And I think that has to do with the conversation he had with Bruce Bochy.
Yeah, I think he's got a big, gigantic bucket list, to be honest with you. There's a strike. I told you earlier, if any of these guys at second falter, he'll start taking ground balls at second base.
Yeah. It's not a thing he can't do.
Struck on the nose to Blanco, and that's going to end the inning. For the Giants, Belt, Longoria, Crawford coming up.
Shutdown inning. Thursday, May 17th through Sunday, May 20th. And on the 20th, the Sunday, the first 20,000 fans will receive a 60th anniversary expandable backpack courtesy of See's Candies. Go to sfgiants.com and check it out.
So here's Belt. This is the 6th inning, and it's 1-0 to Belt. Belt hit a ground ball to short to end the 3rd. If he hits that ground ball right now, what's going to happen?
It's base hit.
And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
There you see the big hole. In his last at bat, he hit one right here. And what happened? it was a big league hang with him. Ooh, I thought that pitch right there was better than the last one. But I think the count's where it should be. That's pitch number 90 for Tyson Ross.
2-2.
Still a hard bite on that slider.
So a full count with Longoria on deck.
Hey, a future fan. Two-seamer.
Yes, sir. 3-2. Got him.
Well, Brandon Bell not happy about that call from Hunter Windelstedt. Backdoors him with a high slider. And I agree with Brandon Bell. As it is, it's strikeout number 8 for Ross. It's a big difference when you're talking about either a ball 4 or a strikeout to start out an inning. It hurts when you're down a run.
Longoria looks at a strike. Longoria is bounced out and flied out. Hits one to right, and Jankowski has got to adjust. And did he catch it? He did.
That is a great play.
He had to go a long way and then kind of hung up there for him. And his dive was perfect.
Well, they took away the gap in right center, so you see how long he had to go. But look at, he had to arc his route because the wind started playing havoc with this ball. It was pushing it away from Jankowski, and in the end, I mean, he winds up catching this thing about a foot off the ground.
That might be a triple if he doesn't catch it.
Yeah, you're right. And in a one-run ball game, that is a huge play.
So here's Crawford. Crawford is 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out to short. And he taps it foul.
Take a look as he arcs, and now he realizes he's going to have to come in. He leaves completely parallel to the ground. And the ball was about a foot off the ground. So was Jankowski. That's the big leagues right there.
And a base hit to right field. Crawford needed that.
Yeah, he did.
He needed to be rewarded for hitting the ball hard.
Well, he's had good hacks all night long. I mean, he's been on him. His back leg hasn't been fooled. Here, he's just looking for a little bit of a mistake, and there's one right around the belt. That was the 98th pitch of the night for Ross. And Crawford jumps all over the mistake.
Slater's 0 for 2.
And he's another guy who's having problems picking up that slider from Ross. And that slider was not really the quality slider we saw early in the game. That's had some hang to it.
So that was pitch number 100.
No activity in the Padres bullpen. There is activity in the Giants bullpen. If this inning gets to the 9th position in the lineup, Suarez will be done.
1-2. And that'll end the inning. 9 strikeouts. It remains 2-1. Toyota dealer. Ross and Suarez have been very good. The only home run of the game hit by Villanueva, and Andrew McCutchen has the only RBI for the Giants as we head to the 7th, and Villanueva will lead things off. Breaking ball for a called strike. It's 2-1 Padres.
I mean, that's just the 71st pitch of the night for Suarez. Nice crisp little breaking ball to take out strike one. He's used it a lot to get that 0-1 advantage tonight.
And that's just foul. All right. That was a chance for Mark Elmer to hustle on down the line, but instead Slater had to get it.
Yeah. He's too comfortable. Either that or he's just frozen.
There's a check swing foul.
It is a cool night here at AT&T Park. There's Mark.
John Pauly down the right field line. Way outside, 1-2.
See what Villanueva has done against lefties this year. He has torched them, hitting .483 with 8 of his home runs.
This is hit on the ground to Hansen. He is on the hitting all lefties team, that's for sure.
Yes, he is.
Here's Pirela, who's 0 for 2. Enjoying the ride, or just now floating? Maybe snack time on that little rowboat. There's a strike to Pirela. I told you.
Well, if you row across the bay, you get a bag full of potato chips. That's the deal. I would do that.
I'm telling you, it's snack time. There's always one guy hogging the snacks, I got to tell you.
Well, at least the potato chips. Yeah. Well, potato chips, you got to arm wrestle that guy.
Yeah, in that green bag, he's got everything. It's like a 7-Eleven in that bag. Out of play, 2-2.
Yeah, oops.
Somebody get the napkin. Let's go. I don't think.
Posey wanted it. Down and in. Just a bit low for Hunter Windelstedt.
Two down.
We were so impressed with Andy Suarez when we saw him in the desert. It was his first big league start. In that game, he went 5 1/3. He gave up 4 hits to the D-backs. He struck out 7. And he wound up losing that ball game. But what we were so impressed with was his poise. I mean, he never really looked like he was out of the moment and completely geeked up with adrenaline. And tonight, he has been very impressive. That game was here against Arizona, I beg your pardon. Yeah, there's the napkin from the boat, resurrected from McCovey Cove. And hey. But you look at Suarez, and you're looking at a confident young arm who could do 4 things with the ball. He's in control of his motion and the stretch. I mean, he's pitching tonight like he belongs here.
Lifted out to Slater. And a solid 1-2-3 inning now for the Giants. It'll be Hansen, probably a pinch hitter, and Blanco coming up.
Kid can pitch.
Financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
2-1 Padres. New pitcher is Craig Stammen when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Take a look at the numbers for Stammen. 13th time he's come in. He's really off to a great start. The month of April was good to him. 14 strikeouts and 1 walk in 14 innings.
Hansen takes down low on the appeal, no swing. Hansen singled and scored in the 5th. He is one of the 4 hits for the Giants. Aswahe comes in on the double switch. He'll hit in the 9th spot. There's a strike to even the count.
See the sink and the movement on the fastball from Stammen. That's what he is. I mean, he's a sinker slider guy. He's got a curveball. The night for Andy Suarez has done is you see Pablo Sandoval on deck. And what a wonderful job it was for Suarez. Pitched beautifully. So it almost seems like 2 starts into his career, his apprenticeship is over. He's a guy that's capable of eating 7 innings up. And on a day when Johnny Cueto goes on the disabled list, I mean, that was a concern of Bruce Bochy. I mean, where is he going to get the innings from? And tonight, Andy Suarez gave him 7. And that's a great job.
Got him. No. He got a piece. It's 1-2. So Hansen, new life. He drove a ball between Hosmer and Pirela when he was in the game for a hit.
I'll tell you what, ever since Hansen's come up, I mean, I've enjoyed his at-bats. I mean, he's an offensive guy. 10 years of minor league baseball, and he's a 283 lifetime hitter. That's doing it.
Got him.
Example of the low strike zone from Hunter Windelstead. I can see why Hansen's a little miffed about that. That looked low to me.
So here's Sandoval with Blanco on deck. Sandoval looks at a pitch down low with Gregor Blanco to follow. Swing and a miss. You see what Pablo's intentions are.
Well, he's trying to tie it up. That hard slider of stamina. It's interesting the way that the Padres set their defense up. I mean, they completely take away Triple's alley and give Pablo Sandoval the line in right field.
On the ground to short, where Galvis has it. His throw is in time.
We talked about one of the strengths of Andy Suarez tonight was the ability to get the double play ball. It's just tailor-made. And this was the 3rd one. You know, the other thing too, you really help yourself out when you're a pitcher that is a strike thrower and you work quick. You get great defense behind you. Tonight the Giants played good defense behind him.
Blanco's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. So he's happy to see somebody other than Ross, and he takes a curveball for a strike. And a quick 0-2.
And when you think about it, I mean, Stammen's a lot like Tyson Ross. I mean, he's a sinker slider guy. I mean, he doesn't have quite the acute angle on the breaking ball that Ross had.
And a bit high. 1-2. On the ground, and that's a fair ball. Blanco is going to end up with a double, and McCutcheon's coming up.
Well, nice 2-strike, 2-out at bat from Gregor Blanco, and yeah, I have to agree that he's pretty happy that Tyson Ross is out of the game. Slider, and he just spins on it, keeps it fair. Down past Hosmer. who played off the bag. He never really had a chance. Well, the Giants get Blanco with good speed and score position for the guy who's had the best at bats tonight. And that's Andrew McCutchen.
So McCutchen, who hit a ball that was caught in front of the wall in the first, lined out to short in the third, and then singled past Villanueva to knock in the only Giants run in the fifth. Outside, 1-0.
And Stammen, I mean, he knows the deal. He knows how well McCutchen has swung the bat tonight. He's got an open base, but you're playing with fire with the guy on deck. So it'll be interesting to see how aggressive he is with Posey standing in the on-deck circle.
Nope, 2-0.
Well, you like to see a guy coming out of a slump have those kind of takes, because that was a pitch that earlier on he was swinging at, and he's not swinging at it anymore.
And the 2-0 is a ball, 3-0.
Well, he's nibbling.
And Blanco's going to go to third on ball 4.
He wanted no piece of it. Right now it's time for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. And one of the big stories tonight is how well McCutchen has swung the bat. Hit a ball deep to center field, robbed by Margot in the first inning. And then he hits a one-hop bullet that Galvis spears. And then finally he was able to get one past Villanueva, knocked in the only run for the Giants tonight. 3 at-bats, 3 bullets. And so it's understandable when you saw Stammen just completely steer clear of him. Now with Posey, there is history with Stammen. And Posey, lifetime 6 for 12, hitting 500. So I don't expect him to see a whole lot of strike zone challenges here with an open second base. Stammen has faced Belt 6 times, Belt 1 for 6. He's on deck.
The advancement by Blanco was on a wild pitch. Is that Simber?
Adam Simber, the Sumberweenie guy, heading down. And they're also sending Robbie Erlin, the lefty.
Down the right field line, game tied. And McCutchen can run. They're going to hold him up. Ball squirts away. Posey into second. It's 2-2.
Ownage is ownage. And this is not a hanger. And the other way you beat a pitch like this is if you're thinking right field. As you said, he had great numbers lifetime, and that is a 91-mile-an-hour sinker on the outside corner at the knees. You try and pull it, you roll it over. Here you stay inside, and you tie the score and put yourself in score position at second base. A nice 2-out rally for the Giants. And watch the reaction from the bench. So Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, out to talk to Stammen. give his bullpen a chance to get ready. And on a night like tonight, it's going to take a while. Normally a bullpenner will take 10 to 12 pitches to establish a fastball. Then they're going to get another 6 out there on the main diamond. But tonight we need a couple more.
So Belt takes the ball. Bell with a high fly ball to left. It's Cordero who's underneath it, and he makes the catch. Giants tie it up after 2 are out. It's 2-2. Features such as MLB.TV and the game of the day and a lot more. Download MLB at Bat today. When it's time for a change, things speedy, oil change and auto service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
The numbers for Tony Watson through 12 games, and has he ever had a great April? 14 strikeouts and 12 2/3.
So Watson, and this is Belt, who's going to go to the bag quickly, and on 1 pitch, Galvis is retired. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen. Hunter Pence getting a day off today from his rehab assignment. He will resume playing with AAA River Cats tomorrow. The goal right now, Bruce Bochy saying, is to just get a good comfort level at the plate for Hunter Pence. And very good news for Mark Melanson. He'll be upping his baseball activities. He's been throwing from flat ground, but this Saturday he will take the mound and throw a light bullpen. Gentlemen.
All right. All right. Good news, Amy. She's redeemed herself.
She has. Strike call to Rafi Lopez.
Saw the numbers with Watson. One of the things that is a bit unusual is he's done well against the righties, better against the righties than against the lefties.
Right now, Lopez behind in the count. Outside 1-2. Jankowski to follow. We're in the 8th. The Diamondbacks have taken a 4-3 lead on the Dodgers in the desert in the 7th inning. Two and two. And the pitch. Jam shot to Longoria. 2 outs. Jankowski doesn't have a hit, but he's made a great catch. This is what it looked like.
This is one that, I thought the crack about it, he had no chance at, and in the end, he lays completely out and spears it. Takes away extra bases.
From Longoria. Just in tight. So Suarez is going to get a no decision. And he did a really nice job. 4 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. 2-0.
Not missing by much.
Two and 1.
Jankowski turned around immediately to Hunter Whittlested and said, "Hey, that hasn't been a strike all night long. What's the deal? Thought we were buds."
2 and 2. Got him. 2-0 to 3 straight strikes, and we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Longoria will hit first.
This is a rough at bat.
Broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Giants game stream on the go on the NBC Sports app. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Kirby Yates, the right-hander, coming in now for the Padres. 10th time that he's come in. He's off to a great start. Had a good month of April. I mean, he's a 4-pitch guy, but you're going to see a lot of fastball changeup combination. He's also got a good slider that is a good pitch to righties and lefties. It's been working. That was a strike in April.
Longoria looking for a hit. Kirby, Yates. Slowly hit up the middle. And they got him. 1 out. And that'll bring up Crawford. Crawford singled in the 6th. Here's Strickland. So Yates to the left-handed hitting Crawford, and a swing and a foul, and it's 0-1. Big game tomorrow. Derek Holland, Clayton Richard. Giants will see, guess what, tomorrow?
Another lefty.
Another lefty. The 1-1. Out of play, 1-2.
Tell one thing about Crawford. He hasn't been off his back leg the whole night. And we say this because he's hitting a .194 right now, but the balance is back in his foundation, his lower body. I mean, it is solid. You get a lot of back leg in his swings now.
In tight. Crawford skies it out into left center field. Cordero now on the track makes the catch. Gives it a good ride, and that'll bring up Slater.
Yeah, he's got a 1-for-4 night, but he's going to be happy with how he felt up there tonight.
I think it's coming back.
I agree.
Slater 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
Yeah, he's not disappointed that Tyson Ross is out of this game. You know, I mean, some sliders are like that. Some sliders you just can't see. And that seemed to be the case tonight with Slater and Gregor Blanco. They just could not pick up the spin on Tyson Ross's slider.
Two 2-0. Nope. 3-0. Slater last year hit one of the longest home runs hit by a Giant. That was in Milwaukee, where he banged it off the center field scoreboard in Milwaukee.
That doesn't happen very often.
No. There's a strike. And the walk. The Giants scored a run in the 7th after 2 outs. So we'll see what Alan Hansen's got up his sleeve.
Slater, pretty good speed at first base. He's going to get a 2-out jump, anything put in play. Best arm in the outfield for the Padres is in center field with Manuel Margot.
Hansen lifts one out to left, and this is going to end the inning. And we'll head to the 9th. Strickland coming in. It's a 2-2 ball game.
Live at 11:30. It's game 3 of this 3-game series. You'll see it right here on NBC Sports Bay Area. Also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. Don't miss anything about the Giants this season. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and NBCSportsBayArea.com. Tomorrow it's going to be Derek Holland and Clayton Richard for the finale.
When it's time for a change thing speedy, oil change and auto service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts. Strickland to Aswahe, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Aswahe hits one high into center field for Blanco. And the Giants center fielder will make the catch.
Aswahe, not a big guy. He's 5'9". So you get him to hit fly balls out to center field, you've done your job. So what would Frank Robinson do to him?
Well, he would say, look, you need to hit the ball on the ground. And he'd find you if you didn't.
So that would have cost him $1.
$1.
Ball was not on the ground or on a line. It was a fly ball.
And a good breaking ball for a strike to Margot. Strickland rubbing up the baseball. We're in the 9th. Hit well to left, but Slater And he's going to come in and make the catch. But he had the right swing. And for a brief second there, I thought,
And in the end, can of corn. Came down out of the sky like it was falling off a shelf at the supermarket.
Hosmer 1 for 3. That's a pitch wide. 1 ball and no strikes. For the Giants in the 9th inning, they'll have a pinch hitter and then the top of the order. That would be in their half of the ninth.
Saw the Padres bullpen. Adam Simber, the right-hander. Brad Hand, the closer. He pitched last night. He was the losing pitcher, and he threw 37 pitches last night. Padres take a lead. You're going to see Hand. If not, you'll see Simber.
And strike 2-1. This is struck well to left. It's got a shot. It's gone. And the Padres take the lead. Manfred with a backspin home run out of the park.
Opposite field power. And he got a good pitch. He got to pitch up. He's had a good night with the bat.
So here's Villanueva. And he drives it into left center field. This is it pretty well, but Slater's going to get there and make the catch. So the Giants know the deal. They'll head to the bottom of the ninth. It's 3-2 Padres. Here's Brad Hand, who's on the pitch back-to-back nights.
Well, a lot of work, as we said. He threw 37 pitches last night in an inning and a third. Giants walked it off against him. 6 for 8 in save ops. Got a fastball that goes low to mid-90s, sometimes even more than that, and a good hard slider. Let's take a look at the difference in this game. A fastball that was up and away, and Hosmer goes right with it. And there you see the backspin my partner was talking about. And with his power, he gets carry, and with 2 outs, he puts his team ahead by 1.
So Kelby Tomlinson is going to lead things off. And he taps this one right back to Hand, and on one pitch. Tomlinson is retired. And that'll bring up Austin Jackson.
There was the outing last night to Hand. Giants came back down 2 in the ninth, scored 3, went home winners. So I don't know how much sleep he had last night, but I don't imagine it was a lot.
Probably not. So Jackson trying to get aboard. And he looks at a strike with McCutcheon on deck. Way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, that's about as easy a take as you're going to get.
Yeah, it is. In tight, 2 balls and a strike.
Big, slow curveball. That's one that you fight yourself to stay in on. As the break is big and it's late. And about 54 feet of that ball traveled to home plate. Austin Jackson was convinced it was going to be outside.
Two pitch is hit on the ground on 1 hop to Galvis, 2 outs. And here comes a guy that's had the best at bats today in this game. And that's Andy McCutcheon. McCutcheon's had good numbers lifetime against Hand. Mr. Posey to follow. And it's inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Foul. 1-1.
Looking for a mistake. Looking for something. Middle end. Just above the knees. Every at bat he's had tonight, he has hit right on the sweet spot. Tried to backdoor with that big slow curveball. Just a bit outside.
So 3-1.
It's amazing how different a pitch looks from behind. And when you see it from the center field camera, I mean, that last pitch looked pretty good.
It did. And he just got underneath it. And this is going to be the ball game. And on the Hosmer home run, the Padres win game 2 of this series. But we'll take some positives out of this. And one positive will be Andy Suarez.
Well, and again, on an emotional day for the Giants when they put their ace, Johnny Cueto, on the disabled list. It was a rookie making his second start that threw 7 beautiful innings. And that indeed is a positive as they go forward.
Well, the Giants and Padres will tangle one more time in this series, and it'll be the last game of the homestand. And the Giants will have an opportunity to still take the series. And it'll be Derek Holland who's going to be on the mound for the Giants on this cool Tuesday night. The Padres beat the Giants by a final of 3-2. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Giants Postgame Live, presented by Toyota, which starts right now.